My name is Andres Madariaga. I'm a local artist in New Haven. I've been here for a couple of years now. I would say part of my adult life in New Haven. I'm originally from Colombia, South America. I came here when I was very young, not by choice. I just, kind of was here. It was very difficult for me to adapt to the culture. Even there, when I was in Colombia when I was younger, I had a difficulty adjusting. But that's when art came for me just naturally, almost like a communication system for like everything that was around me. It's always been hard for me to like put my work in like one category. I think it's, if anything, it's more about like work in progress and expression. I'm always trying to use different materials, learn new skills and access to my work. I would say it's expressionism. It came from like I was saying, ability to like understand everything around me, and it became like a source of healing, almost like a defense mechanism. And then from there, it kind of evolved into like my like as I was older, like I feel like the role myself as an artist is like how can we activate our communities to work together and use art as that tool to to get people engaged into to the matters that that are in our community. No, I just think it was happened organically. I've always been. It all started with like I used to have shows. I had shows here at Art Space, all those places that were here, but I always felt like I wasn't part of it, even when I was one of the artists there. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I didn't feel that I was there. Like even though my work was there, so I didn't feel that I was just like a display artist, but they didn't really wanted my voice just like that part of it. And I was like, hey, if we don't have the venues, I think it's our job to create the venues for us and to show art. And it just happened organically. I started not by show, just by necessity to start doing events. So like I started curating events. I did my first curator event with Arte Inc. When I was a lot younger. So that was like the first one that I was like, oh, this is cool. Like it was the first Latino artist, all Latino artists in New Haven at the time. I like yell all of that, but like it's always been that disconnect through galleries in the community, in the work, that it's kind of almost like selective in the way of like what they want to display. So for me, that's when like I was like engaging through events, through like artists making their events and trying to create the gallery. Because always the problem is like the same thing that we have with housing in New Haven. There's no venues, there's no housing, right? So like, and then the venues that there are, or the houses is limited for whatever they want to, what kind of art they want to put in there, or what kind of people they want to put in their houses, right? So that's also like what creative me just kind of like engaging the community and like, hey, doing events through different artists. Like every time I have an event, either just my own work or with like different artists, I try to bring different different artists, like musicians, poetry, to engage the idea of the community. So to bring more like a spotlight to like art as a community, like we all create that spotlight for each other. Yeah, I think for me it's always been about engaging my own work within myself first. So it's like, and it's almost like it evolves, right? Because you're going through different things and as an individual, but also as an artist. So like, it's almost like a question you always have to ask yourself: what kind of mark are you given? What kind of footprint are you given to outside, right? Like, and you do that in your daily life. At least I do that in my daily life. Like at work, it's like, and as an artist, I try to do the same thing. So for me, like art is not really. I mean, it's important to sell, obviously, like it's important to have a job, but it's not the goal. So like my work has always dealt with like we're art therapy and like art as a defense mechanism, and I always feel like we as a community we able to make art regardless of your art background. And so everything that I try to do on an event with different artists, I try to implement that idea of art therapy. And I think it's important to really show people that there's ways to create the heal to process through art and engage into the community with artists that we all can be artists as well too. So every trial event that I do is kind of with that idea of like how can we leave a mark, how can we use art as a healing process and move on as a community. And engage more people. They want to start doing art. They want to create workshops. I did that before with the Table and Gallery in New Haven. It was art therapy school. It was called Drink and Draw. When people were, it was just really casual. They were having wine and then drawing. But then everybody wanted to really express themselves through art and drawing. I was doing like a guided meditation classes through art. So to create those venues throughout, so I think that's my ultimate goal, to do all of that, to move people into like, hey, we need a safe space, we need a safe venue to create art, but also talk about the things that we're suffering around, like the war in Gaza, like discrimination about minorities, all of that we need to, really talk about it and really heal through that process. So if everybody's interested to like hear more about my work, talk about like events in the community and being engaged, or if they want to be part of any of the events too, I do a lot of like your works. I have all my work in my events to Instagram, which is andres.madariaga.art, and also on my website, which is Andres Madariaga Portfolio, and then everything will be right there displayed on Instagram, like the website and everything else as well.